Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a great week. By now, many of you are gearing up for Passover. I want to wish you all an amazing holiday. Continues to fascinate me that the estimates are that 95% of all Jewish people attend a Passover Seder. So I hope you enjoy. Today is April 11th, 2025, and this is your Friday planning video. Before we get into it, quick follow up from last week's conversation on risk management. If you watched that video, thank you. I know it was a heavier topic, but the feedback was clear. These are the conversations that matter. This week, we're going to stay in that lane, but we're going to shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about something that too often gets pushed aside until it's too late: estate planning. Now I can already hear it. We've got wills, we're all set, or that something we're going to get to when things settle down. But here's the thing: most of the estate planning mistakes I see are made by people who thought that they had it covered. Before I even get another word in, I'm not a lawyer, and as you know, I don't give legal or personal tax advice, but I do work with your legal and tax team to help you stay focused on these tasks. So I want to go over some ideas, and I want to hopefully we're going to be able to make sure that your plan is attended to. Let's go through a few of the common errors I see in real life. Not keeping documents updated. Now, wills, trusts, powers of attorneys, they're all great unless they were drafted 15 years ago and never touched again. Life changes. Your documents need to keep up. Did you move to a different state? Have your kids grown up or gotten married? Did you name someone as a personal representative or guardian who's no longer the best choice? These things creep in slowly and they can cause real chaos later. This goes along with that and the one you hear me say every year, and usually many times each year: outdated beneficiary designations. This one might be the most common. I can't tell you how many times we've seen someone's 401k or IRA still list an ex-spouse as the primary beneficiary, or a parent, or nobody at all. And here's the kicker: beneficiary forms override your will. That's right, you can have the most buttoned up estate plan on earth, but if your account says the wrong name, that's who gets the money. We also see that there are no contingent beneficiaries. So it's one thing to name who's in charge or what receives what, but what if that person predeceases you or is unable to serve? Do you have backups? Have you reviewed those people recently? If not, your estate might go through more probate than you intended, and that can be costly, slow, and stressful for everybody involved. Before we leave the beneficiary topic, have you spoken to them, told them that they are named, maybe even had a discussion with them so they know what your desires are? These are some ideas to consider. Another big one is improper asset titling. This one that flies under the radar: how your assets are actually titled. Do your accounts match your estate plan? Is that house jointly owned or is it in a trust? Does your business have a succession plan built in? Getting this wrong can result in assets not passing the way you intended, or worse, being subject to taxes or delays that could have been avoided. Be clear. Drawing a trust with your legal team is not titling your assets. That is another step. Your legal team and my team will work together to get it done, but it is another step. And finally, the big one: just putting it off, waiting too long. We've all heard some version of, we're still young, we don't have much yet, let's wait until X happens. But that's exactly the kind of planning that's easiest when things are calm. It's like building a fire escape before there's a fire. I know that many of you have heard the stories that I do, and that there is a plan for an estate, but it was either never changed, never updated, or never even put in place. As we've been discussing the past few weeks, risk management is key, and one of these is that your legacy is not written the way you want it. So what do we do with this? Estate planning isn't a one and done thing. It's a living part of your overall financial plan. My job is to work with you and your legal team and help you revisit this regularly, ask the hard questions, and make sure that your wishes are actually set up to happen. If you haven't reviewed your documents in a while, or if you're not sure who your beneficiaries even are, let's do this together. And if you don't have a plan yet, that's okay. It's never too late to start. I'll leave you with this: the best estate plan in the world is useless if it's sitting in a drawer, outdated, and mismatched to your current life. Let's keep this one on the agenda and let's get it right so your legacy goes where it's supposed to, with as little friction as possible. Come back next week for a quick top 10 actionable items for that estate plan. Next week's video will be on Thursday as we're closed for the Good Friday holiday. Have a great weekend and stay in touch.